Hello Gooners and welcome to a very new split screen playthrough. This one being in the dock for quite a long time and I finally got around to it. It's mad. Oh no, that's a sensible timeline.
Hey, wait a minute. That's the wrong game.
Also,
you failed.
I have no clue who like all these people are, because for the Wii U version and the Switch version of this game, it just cuts to this very cutscene right here. I don't know why it skips the Sega logo. I don't know if that like armature company had anything to do with it. This is the PS4 version that I'm playing, so unfortunately, I do not get to show off like the Nintendo exclusive outfits, which are actually pretty cool and definitely a reason to purchase the Switch version or the Wii U version. And of course, as everybody knows, that game also has touchscreen controls.
Yes.
Which no one really uses because why would you use touchscreen controls in an action game?
I mean, didn't Devil May Cry 4 have a mobile version?
Again, who would use touch controls in an action game?
Hey, make no mistake, in this day and age where we have like full-on action games available on iPhone 15, iPhone 16, I wouldn't mind seeing a game like this come on like a tablet. I feel like Sega is always out there looking for ways to re-release this game because it's available on pretty much everything. You've got the PS3 edition, the Xbox 360 edition, the Wii U edition, the Switch edition, PC edition, PS4, Xbox One, even though you could play the Xbox 360 version on your Xbox One. If it's on the Switch, it means that there's already a like ARM-based version out there that they can just take and put it on a tablet or on a smartphone. I get that it wouldn't sell well. I get that people wouldn't like the touch controls. But if you allow the player to use a controller, like a proper controller, or like one of those backbone accessory thingies, I don't think that would be too bad.
It's also very synonymous with Nintendo just putting out so many gimmicks to try and sell many copies of a game that didn't really need it at all.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate the Wii U version having it, because you know that probably like 5 people used it. I feel like the one thing people used more often was the ability to play it without the TV. Like that was a pretty good feature.
You know, I feel like people. You know, I feel like more,
reach isn't really that far.
You know, I feel like more people would be able to. More people just ended up using the control stick and buttons more than the touchscreen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I have 3 things I do want to state. One is basically back to a little bit ago. You're really not doing New Game Plus?
Well, there isn't really a New Game Plus feature. You're allowed
Replaying
to...
missions with with more moves and that stuff. That's what I mean.
No. I feel like for a playthrough like this, New Game Plus would actually be counterintuitive. It also kind of has to do with... Well, first of all, it's been a while since I played this game. And while my gameplay isn't really highlighting that right now, but you cannot really play this part well or unwell. I don't think this is the kind of thing you can lose. I definitely struggled with this one, and I'm just gonna say this right now. This is by no means a 100% playthrough. This is by no means a skill run, a all pure platinum run. This is pretty much as basic as you can get. There will be times when I will die like a chump. There will be times that I actually play quite decently, and there will be times where you'll be seeing the same combo over and over and over again because I just cannot fucking learn. But you will also see me going after all the broken witch hearts, all the broken moon pearls, and because of that, all the Alphian portals or like the small challenges this game provides. And let me tell you, some of them...
A lot of those are bitches.
Some of them are pretty good, and some of them cause this playthrough to quite literally take up 600 gigabytes on my hard drive.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, 100%ing this game is an absolute pain in the ass, first and foremost.
Now, to be fair, we're talking about 600 gigabytes in edgy-to-edgy space, and I do like to make my file sizes quite big, because I do like to record some stuff. Also, this moment you're seeing right here is supposed to be taking place 500 years later. Why can you still see, like, streetlights when they haven't been invented yet?
Don't ask questions you're not prepared to hear the answer to.
Okay, Mrs. Puff.
But yeah, this is now 2 playthroughs in a row where 100%ing or 100%ing a game is just the worst. Especially here where I think it's much worse than Zero Mission.
At least 100%ing for this doesn't give you a bad final boss.
Yeah, but the requirements of getting 100% in this game is just like, it's not neat. It's also very unforgiving.
Yeah,
we'll get into that when we get there.
It requires a lot of grinding, and being honest, I kind of feel like this is one of those games that, you know, if you played it once, you played it. You don't need to play it at like higher difficulties to get the most out of it. And while I did try to play it at hard difficulty at first, like you can see with my save file over there that I'm casually overriding, no, fuck playing this game on hard, especially if you're unfamiliar with it.
Yeah, I'd recommend if you're playing this game on hard, play this on normal. Or easy first.
Yeah. Well, easy is kind of a difficult one, because I'm not dogging on anyone for playing on a high or a low difficulty. I'm not going to be that guy who says like, skill issue, skill issue, skill issue. That ain't who I am. There's only one problem with this game, and that's that for very easy and easy difficulty, it will force an item upon you that does combos automatically. Now that's perfectly fine. Oh, look at that. Hideki Kamiya's grave is being pissed on, just like people on Twitter. Anyway, also, just to get this out of there, we will not be talking about anything regarding Hideki Kamiya. We will not be bringing up Helena Taylor. We're not going to bring up any of that kind of stuff. We just going to talk about the game. Not any of the drama regarding its sequels, and how long it took.
The most we can do is make jokes about them.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't want to see any flame wars in the comments going about all this shit. Just so we're clear.
No, we sure don't. But okay, the fact that combos are done automatically, it takes a lot of the gameplay away, and it also kind of screws up your score. So if you go for 100% completion, or you care about getting all pure platinums, you shouldn't be playing it on easy difficulty. But at the very least, unlike something like Devil May Cry, you can actually select easy difficulty from the beginning.
You also can't get pure platinum on easy mode.
Yeah.
You really? Like, not at all?
No.
Nope. It's normal onwards.
Huh. The highest you can go is platinum. Yeah. And honestly, if you want to get everything in this game, you only really need to platinum every stage on normal, because that unlocks the other playable character. Getting platinums on hard onwards is just bragging rights.
Yeah.
Which I'll give that over Devil May Cry, because at least 3, because they make you, because if you want to get everything, you literally need to S rank everything on the harder difficulties.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing that this game is a little forgiving on that front, but not by much.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, okay, here's a problem that I have with this game. The difficulty is kind of wonky. I wouldn't consider this to be a significantly difficult game, but there have been moments where I was like, fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I've been there as well.
Yeah. I do like this game, and as weird as it sounds, even though Bayonetta 2 is better in pretty much every way, I still think this is the better game. I don't know why, which is kind of something I should know when I'm making statements like that.
The general consensus is that Bayonetta 2 is like the better of the trilogy. This is in the middle, and 3 is the weakest.
Which is kind of weird, because as far as I understand, 3 is actually quite decent. It's just such a
Gameplay-wise, I've heard 3 is the best, but story-wise, 3 is the worst.
Yeah, I mean, the first 2 games go all like, Bayonetta is this awesome witch and nothing can, like, get to her. And Bayonetta 3, spoiler warning...
Oh, thanks. Thanks for that. I never actually played Bayonetta 3, so thanks, Victor.
Ah. Did you have any plans on playing it?
Not anymore, since you've spoiled it for me.
Right.
No, I shouldn't be that petty. I'm still gonna... I'll probably still play it regardless.
Yeah. I don't know, Bayonetta 3, I didn't pre-order it, but I did end up getting it when I pre-ordered The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Because I had the, I went for the NSO voucher deals. I still haven't booted it up.
I'll be honest. I find it weird that we have models for Bayonetta in the outfit that you played in the prologue. Well, the first half of the prologue. Because we're still in the prologue. This is still the same mission. And this nun outfit, but we don't get those as playable costumes for her. Not even this in the Nintendo versions.
By the way, best character in the series.
Yeah.
Next to
No, I fucking love Rodin.
I love Rodin so much.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. He also has one of my favorite quotes in the game. And we'll be getting to this later, but if you go to like his bar where you can get stuff. One of the quotes he can say is, "No matter how much you ask, I'm not putting a chainsaw on your arm." And I didn't realize that the first time I played this, but that's an obvious reference to Mad World, and I fucking adore Mad World.
He is the living embodiment of Mad World right there.
Yeah.
I love how they still use this attacking Kamiya's grave.
I always, not gonna lie, I always saw that as a, not Mad World, Evil Dead.
Well, I'd never seen Evil Dead.
Bruce Campbell gets a chainsaw arm, and chainsaw arm. That's why that's where my mind went when I heard that line.
Copyrighted music.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to mute this from the actual upload. Basically, right now we've got a version of Fly Me to the Moon playing that I feel like goes perfectly well with Bayonetta and just her overall aesthetic. The problem I have with Fly Me to the Moon is that it's one of those songs where one of the greatest mysteries is who actually wrote it. Because wherever I go, I keep seeing different answers, and it's kind of like that with a lot of songs from that era.
I feel like this song is just another case of public domain kicking in.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why we shouldn't have a copyright claim on.
I think it's this. I think it's just this version of "Fly Me to the Moon" that's copyrighted. The original is like public domain.
True.
Yeah, but
that's still stupid.
It still makes me wonder who wrote it in the first place. Like I've got a similar problem with songs like, I'm trying to think. I think that "I Will Survive" from Gloria Gaynor is actually one of those cases where originally it was made by like an Italian artist, and then she took it and turned it into something great, and it got to a point where people think that that's the original version.
Yeah, same goes for like Bonnie Tyler's I Need a Hero with the Shrek 2 version being better than the original version from Bonnie Tyler.
I mean, I do like the original, and I haven't really seen any of the Shrek movies. I've probably seen them, but I don't recall that much of them.
But anyway, remember when we said get out your tissues and your lotion?
No.
Edgy, you're the one that said it.
Yeah, and I should be the only one to say it.
That. You don't get to refuse to say that.
Don't underestimate the power of the editor.
Yeah, seriously, is
too bad.
Anyway, tutorial. You don't get this in New Game Plus.
Well, no, duh.
Because it's New Game Plus.
Yeah, should know how to play.
Yeah,
but this is the first episode. But this is the first episode, and this is the first.
We can talk about the type of stuff she's doing. Question for you, Victor. If you were playing the Switch version, how would you be handling the costumes? Would you be swapping each costume each episode, or
no?
This isn't the Switch version.
I know. I said if he was.
Oh, okay. Oh.
I would probably show them off once, but I'd probably stick with the Legend of Zelda
default costume.
The Link costume is really good.
We'll talk about that later on this playthrough.
It should also be mentioned, by the way, that the base game, all the versions of the game, they do have costumes available, but it's kind of odd because you can only basically when you finish the game, you can purchase an item in Rodin's store, and only when you purchase that item, that's the part where you can equip your costumes. So only on the Switch and Wii U version are you able to play those costumes from the start, which is kind of stupid in my opinion, but I can also understand why. One of the outfits is also one of those high school gym costumes, which, you know, if that's your thing, power to you.
Yeah. Then we also have the Peach and Daisy outfits.
Yeah.
They they speak for themselves, really.
Yep, they do.
No, I just straight up don't like those.
You're kidding. Okay, they're not bad. I like the fact that Wicked Weave is replaced with Bowser.
Yeah, they're kind of just fan servicey.
Yeah,
this game is fan servicey.
The Peach. Sorry,
besides, as we all know, Bowser is pretty mid.
I mean, hell, look at how much detail is on Bayonetta's ass.
And besides, putting the Peach and Daisy costumes are like even more fan servicey than it already is.
True.
So they're kind of making it. Nintendo's kind of.
Victor, I prefer the Zelda costume way more.
I like the Samus costume more than I do the Peach and Daisy costumes.
I do too, but I'll get to why I like the Zelda costume when we actually get a specific thing, so I can actually make a mention of it.
Yeah. One thing I do really like from the Legend of Zelda costume is that if you're in a cutscene, you can press one of the buttons on the D-pad, and it will lower or like Samus's
It'll
visor.
raise him, which is just funny. You can even do that in cutscenes, which makes the timing way more really impeccable.
Yeah.
The comedic timing, rather.
Yeah, and to be fair, like both, I feel like it works the best with the Samus costume because both Bayonetta and Samus are pretty much badasses in video gaming. I think I'm pretty objective when I say that.
I'm trying to remember what the Danny DeVito guy's name is.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of what the Danny DeVito guy's name was again. He's so Thank you, Enzo. He's so fucking forgettable.
Yeah,
I mean,
seriously.
They don't do anything with him throughout this entire series. He just shows up in this chapter and the beginning of the next. Well, actually, just in this chapter for this. He only shows up in the beginning of 2, I believe. They don't do anything to him.
Also, this
he's comic relief, obviously.
He is, but they don't do anything with him.
They really don't, and it's even more insulting that it feels like they took a lot of inspiration from the likeliness of Joe Pesci for Enzo.
Yeah.
Which is which is incredibly insulting.
Luca,
in my opinion.
A character they're going to introduce will be meeting in chapter 2-3.
Spoilers.
Not really spoilers when it's a character. They do way more with him in terms of comedy service.
Yeah, I do really like Luca as a character.
Yeah, I do too.
Like he's
especially
really...
because he's voiced by Yuri Lowenthal, and it's always funny to have Yuri doing the basically the goofball.
Yeah.
I mean, he's also frickin' Spider-Man nowadays.
Yeah,
so.
like you said, goofball.
I was about to say Yuri Lowenthal. That's from the Sony Spider-Man games.
Yeah,
he is Spider-Man.
Well, he's also Spider-Man in Ultimate Marvel 3 and Rivals. So it's not just.
I think it's
just the Insomniac games.
It's safe to say that Yuri Lowenthal is the video game Spider-Man voice.
Yeah. Which I'm fully down with because he works it. He works it, does a damn good job.
And on the topic
that reminds me, Spider-Man 2 is going to be dropping on PC anytime now.
And I will be honest, we still don't have it yet, but if we get a voice cast change, if Atlas announces Persona 4 remake, my heart will be broken. My heart will be fucking shattered.
Yosuke, right?
Yeah, he's Yosuke.
Alright.
The English voice of Yosuke.
Yeah, the English voice of Yosuke. And it's like, the English cast is so, anime onward cast is so good, and it's like I kind of understand moving from the original cast for 3.
If I may interrupt you for a bit.
Go ahead.
I am so sorry that this cutscene music is triggering your PTSD. For context, Ben here is kind of he doesn't like Outrun that much. Anyway, continue.
Okay, no. I don't like playing Outrun for 3 million points. Yakuza 0. I have nothing against the game. I have nothing against the game and its music.
I mean, what's the difference, really?
True. Also, not gonna lie, I never realized that was outro music.
I did.
I never realized that was outro music.
I will admit
Outrun, not outro.
The first time I played this game was in, I want to say either 2015 or 2016. I had just got my Wii U. Bayonetta just got announced for Smash Brothers, and I wanted to play Bayonetta 2. So I did the most logical thing. I got Bayonetta 1. I did get a discount on Bayonetta 2 because of it, because it's one of those nice games that realizes, oh hey, you got this game, we'll give you the next one at a discount, which the Switch version also still does. Like, if you get Bayonetta 2 for $50, you can pick up the first game for $10. And I do really like how...
I do want to give a real quick interruption. That is only if you're buying them digitally. If you get, if you're buying physically, you get a code for Bayonetta 1.
Yeah, so if you buy... You cannot buy Bayonetta 1 separately. I don't think you can buy Bayonetta 1 separately on
not
Switch.
physically. Not physically.
Well, you have
digitally
to
you can, but physically it's bundled with Bayonetta 2. Because Bayonetta 2 is the cartridge.
Yeah, so that means that if you get it used, for example, the code had likely already been used. So, Yeah, do
It's-
buy beware on that. But if you buy Bayonetta 2 digitally on Switch, you can get Bayonetta 1 for like $10. And if you buy Bayonetta 1 for $30 on Switch, that means that you can get Bayonetta 2 for $30. So you'll be spending $60 and you got both of the games, which is something that I personally really enjoy.
By the way, that wing on the plane there was clipping through the light posts.
Yeah, it was.
I'm not sure if that's a thing that the original one also had, or if that might be just some unintended bug with the game running at 4K on the PS4 Pro. Which I
No,
should...
I think it's just a funny like oversight.
All right.
And this also came out in like 2010 when
2009.
all the small 2009 2010 either way they weren't really focusing on the small details back then.
Yeah, they really were.
Yeah. And I will say, even though this is clearly an Xbox 360 game running on a PS4, I do really like how visually the game holds up, even at 4K textures.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, which you'll be seeing after this episode, because for some reason Elgato couldn't make a proper recording software, and it forgot that it's supposed to record at 4K, so I had to reboot the program, and don't become a YouTuber.
I don't even bother with 4K. I just do 1080 because it's easier on my hard drive.
And I don't really pay attention to that type of stuff.
And I have a 20 terabyte hard drive, so I can get away with it.
I mean, to be fair, if I have a 20 plus terabyte hard drive, I could probably I could take advantage of using that as well, but I don't have that yet, so I have to resort to 1080-60.
I like how you're saying yet.
But yeah,
I mean,
because I do. Because I plan on getting a big ass like NAS device.
Are you gonna get like one of those 36 terabyte hard drives that Seagate has announced?
No, that's ridiculous. I'll probably just get like 20s.
Also, since we're at a good moment here, do we want to talk about one of the more annoying things that Bayonetta 1 does? That
No.
Bayonetta 2 changes?
No.
Hey.
So anyway, when I played the game for the first... I'm sorry, but I really was making a point, and we kept getting sidetracked. When I played the game the first time on the Wii U, I had very little knowledge of like all the Sega callbacks. I did not realize that Welcome to My Fantasy Zone was a reference. I did not realize that the Outrun theme that played was an Outrun reference. And the only thing that I really understood was how Rodan casually mentioned Eggman at one point, which is not the actual Eggman, just someone who has that nickname, but they put it in because, hey, we're contracted by Sega, so we can get away with that.
Yep.
I mean, Enzo does look like an Eggman anyway.
Yeah, he just has like a mere percentage of his intelligence.
And he's also not Jim Carrey, he's Joe Pesci in this.
Yeah.
Okay, not actually Joe Pesci, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. We'll see who plays him when the credits roll.
Definitely not Joe Pesci, I can tell you that much.
Anyway, okay, so what did this game do bad that Bayonetta 2 did better? Aside from everything.
This game has a royal lot of easy kills.
Right.
I mean, you mean instant kills.
Yeah, instant kills. If you run out of time for that during that part, that's an instant kill, and it does mark against your scoring.
Yeah.
And this game also has QTEs.
Yeah,
The QTEs
which
in
also
particular are quite a painful thing. Not really because they're there, but because you never know which button you have to press. Because there is one moment where you're climbing up a clock tower, like on the walls, and the clock tower is crumbling apart and it's falling over, and you think that the button to the QT for jumping off the tower is X, right? Well, X on
Well, it's
PlayStation
actually
controllers.
triangle.
No, it's square. Which, granted,
Oh,
is
okay.
X on the
attack
Xbox
button.
controller.
It's your attack button. You would think it would be the jump button, but it's not the jump button. That's what Edgy's trying to say.
It's the attack button,
It's
actually.
the gun button.
Yeah, like I said, the attack button.
Well, there's
One of the attack buttons, anyway.
there's 3 attack buttons. You'll need to be a bit more specific.
Yeah, it's like this. This game really has royally bad QTEs.
Do we want to talk about how the ranking system works in this game, or should we talk about that in the next one?
We'll talk about that in the next one.
Okay, because it is a real pain, and I kind of want to talk about it.
There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things in this game that are a pain and should be talked about.
Yeah, but there's one part in particular that really irks me the wrong way.
Yeah.
The only weapons Rodon will give you, even though he has the entire wall of weapons right behind him.
Well, he needs them for stuff.
When you play as him.
You know, if there's a Smash 6, which is not likely, I would love if Rodon was a playable character.
I don't think that's going to happen.
No shit, it's not going to happen. Like, Ultimate is like the very last game in the Smash Brothers series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm very much okay with that.
Well, I mean, they're obviously at some point going to make a new one. It's just going to take a long time.
It's also going to take a lot of convincing from Sakurai to do it.
Yeah, because if they're going to do the whole everyone is here shtick again, well, that means negotiating with Microsoft, that means negotiating with Square Enix, and let's be real, if things are going where
and Konami,
if things are going where they might be going, at one point I wouldn't be surprised if Sony is going to get involved as well.
And also, freaking well, I think that's about it.
Maybe Ubisoft, but that's more for the Mii costumes.
Absolutely not. Ubisoft is going to be dead by the time. Ubisoft is going to be dead by the time they get around to Smash 6.
I mean, I don't hope so. I do still feel like Ubisoft has the potential to keep
and there goes
to stay around.
There goes Enzo.
I have no confidence in Ubisoft surviving this in the next couple of years at the very most.
Yeah, I just hope that if they get bought out, they get bought out by the right party. And I'm gonna leave it up for interpretation, who I'm considered to be the right party.
It's really weird that we have this time a mini game.
I forgot that Angel Attack plays every single time you beat a stage.
Yeah.
I didn't. And the one thing I do find hilarious is that if you like fight the final boss, but not the actual final boss,
spoilers.
Bayonetta is taken out of, well, not taken out of commission, but she's.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there. Let's not go that far.
Not yet. Anyway.
If we're going to be coy on spoilers, let's save it for when we actually do the story.
All right.
So
yeah,
you don't.
So I'm also not gonna be using any of the like score I get from Angel Attack to buy some of the stuff. I always turn them into Halos just to.
I was actually just going to state. I was actually just going to ask that. You don't. I was just actually just going to ask that.
And besides, you usually just buy items and new weapons at Rodon's shop, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't need to buy anything from Angel Attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really don't. You also can get very good high score if you know where to shoot.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And if you're a good shot in general.
The game also penalizes you for using items in the first place.
I was just going to mention that on the next one.
I really hate the fact that they don't get rid of that until like Devil May Cry 5.